2020. I just want to take a minute to take a roll call to make sure we've got everybody. I see all our board members are here. Ken Cullum, Code Enforcement, are you here?
Here.
Chief Fire Department, Jerry Terza. Are you here? Chief?
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes,
Chief Mike Tracy, Chief Jerry Terza, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Okay, thank you. Beth Baldwin, Village Attorney, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Becky, you're here.
Yes.
June is here. You is here.
Yes.
Anybody else? Did I forget anyone?
David Collins.
I'm sorry, David, you here?
Hi. Good morning.
Billy
morning.
Hayjack. Billy Hayjack is here.
Billy's here?
Yep.
Hi. Yeah, I'm
All
here.
right. Okay, anybody else I forgot? Becky, I think that's it. Okay, so let's get started. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the
the
flag
flag
of the United States of America,
America and to the
to the
republic
republic
for
which
which
it
it stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
and
justice
justice for all.
Okay, so you, King, we'll begin with you, please.
The meeting of lovers. Oh, how sweet, the rapture felt at last. Wearisome exiles pass when lovers meet, Then love's sorrows fleet, hours so hard to bear between are as though they never had been when lovers meet. That's a poem by John Howard Payne. John Howard Payne wrote over 100 published poems. And I didn't think anybody really realizes what he was a minor poet. He wasn't a really important poet. He also started a newspaper in New York City called the Thespian Mirror when he was 15 years old. It was the first newspaper in New York City devoted entirely to the theater. And when they found out what he was doing, because he wasn't supposed to go to the theater, they then decided to ship him up to Union College in Schenectady, New York. While there, he started another paper called The Pastime, which was one of the first publications done by a college or a university. After his mother died, his father fell into sad times, so they allowed him to become an actor. He went up and down the East Coast and made $13,000 his first year, which paid off many of his father's debts. He was probably the first American actor to play the part of Hamlet. He also played the part of Romeo against someone named Elizabeth Poe. You ever hear of her? No. Edgar Allan Poe's mother. That's right. She was an actress. After spending time in the United States, if he had stayed here, he would have been our first great actor. But he decided to go to England to study acting, and he stayed there for 20 years. He was the first American to go to England and become successful. Then he became a playwright. He was the first American playwright to have his plays done as part of the English theater scene. After spending 20 years in Europe, he comes back to America in 1832 and pays a visit to East Hampton and writes a wonderful, wonderful essay about East Hampton, which everybody got mad at because they didn't understand tongue-in-cheek. And then he gets involved with the Trail of Tears. That's when President Jackson ordered the removal of the Creeks and the Cherokees from Georgia. He wrote a 14-volume history of the Georgica Nation, which, if he ever got it published, would have given him at least a substantial income. He would have received millions of dollars from the song Home Sweet Home, but copyright laws were either impotent or they were just ignored. After spending all this time out west, he gets appointed as the Consul General to Tunis by President John Tyler. He gets recalled in 1844 when Polk is president. He gets reappointed in 1851 when Millard Fillmore is president, and he dies there in 1852. In 1873, the Faust Club erected a bust and statue of John Howard Payne in Prospect Park. It stayed there for 100 years until 1970, when 4 men tried to steal the 400-pound. They broke the pedestal and they tried to steal the 400-pound head. Naturally, they got caught. The statue by that time had deteriorated, so the Parks Department put it on Randall's Island. And to make a long story short, we have it at Home Sweet Home Museum on a 10-year renewal borrowing lease. And finally, in 1883, John Howard Payne's remains were brought back to America, and he's buried in the Oak Hill Cemetery in Washington, D.C. He had this huge funeral in Washington, and the president of the United States at that time was Chester Alan Arthur, who also went to Union College. All right, that's my talk today because June 9th was John Howard Payne's birthday. Okay, now starting next time, we're going to leave diseases, and we're going to have a quiz contest, a quiz bowl. So each week, each meeting, I will ask each board member one question, and then at the next meeting, we'll discuss the answer to it. I've already started this with the town board, so don't call them up and ask them for the questions because yours are going to be different. Now, we're not supposed to know the answers to all these questions, all right? I didn't know the answer to any of these questions 30 years ago, okay? So next time, we'll have a beginning of the Village Trustees Bowl, okay? And maybe the next time, I think it's the July 2nd meeting, if we're close to opening up Home Sweet Home, maybe the board will have some other suggestions if we ever get to that point. And if you could share with Trustee Harden those protocols I sent. I don't know if he's got a copy of them yet, okay? That's it. Have a good meeting.
We will, thank you. And I hope you give us a study guide before we get the test. Thanks very much, you. I appreciate it. Okay, so now we're entering the public comment section of our meeting. So we'll just give a couple of minutes in case anybody wants to call in with public comment.
Yeah, Mayor, I had a couple of things I'd like to say, if this is a appropriate time for it.
Go ahead.
One is that I've mentioned before the Elms Party puts information up on their political website that really should be put on the village website as well. I don't know why this is not happening, but when you post something to your website, the village website, the Elms Party, if they would put that on the village website too. I mean, I think it's inappropriate for people to have to go to a political party website to get information about what's going on in the village. So if you
yeah, we can do that, but that is public information, so it's kind of fair game for anybody to publish it. As I said, It's public information, but yes, we will put it on our website.
Yeah, we should put it on the village website. I think that's really important.
I think you need to be more specific. So maybe offline, you could let me know exactly what things you're talking about, because I don't want to put anything. I mean, I can send them to Becky and she can decide what to put on there, but.
Yeah, no, I mean, you had stuff about opening in phase 2 and what was going to be going on, and people should be able to get that from the village website.
I think it's on the village website.
Trustee Graham, to clarify, I do put that information on the Facebook page and the website. I attempt not to over inundate both sites with a lot of information each day. I believe when you brought this up last time, I had already actually posted the information regarding phase 2. And since phase 3 is not supposed to start until next Wednesday, my plan was to post either today or Monday regarding phase 3, since this week we've been posting information regarding the new permit for temporary signage and outdoor display.
Okay.
Thank you, Becky.
As long as that information gets out. And the other thing
it is absolutely getting out there.
Yeah. The other thing is the mayor and deputy mayor did a WLNG informational, which is usually very informative, and it's on the radio, and I think it's great. I think other trustees might be available to join those if you wanted, but that's not the point. Deputy Mayor Borsak did talk about the leaf blowers, and she said that gas and diesel-powered leaf blowers are not allowed in the village from June 1 to Labor Day. I just wanted to make sure that homeowners know that they can use their own leaf blowers It's just the landscapers that are not allowed to use the gas and diesel powered. So from Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, Saturday, 8 to 3, and Sunday, 9 to 3, homeowners can use their own gas powered leaf blowers.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Do we have any callers? I guess not yet. So I just want to make it clear about a few things that are going on that have been delayed as a result of the COVID virus. One being repair of the tennis courts at Herrick Park. We're now putting that repair out to bid, and hopefully we'll get those back soon and then be able to get started on repairing that. And also the condition of the ball fields, that will be improving shortly as we now have our full DPW crew starting on Monday. I just want to remind everybody, for the last 2.5 months or however long it's been, we've been with half a DPW crew working and working very hard, and I think doing a fine job, I might add. And I want to commend David Collins, head of DPW, for everything that he's done under very stressful and difficult situation. So I want to make it clear that we have been working as hard as possible to keep this village as clean and beautiful as we all know that it is and has been over the years. So again, those improvements will be happening very shortly to Herrick Park. And to remind everybody, that is part of a bigger project that we've had meetings on prior to. So it's part of a bigger plan to improve Herrick Park as a whole. So I just want to make that clear. So those improvements or those maintenance items will be starting soon. Just give it a couple more minutes for anybody to call in, and then we'll continue with the resolutions. Any other board member have any comments? Okay, Trustee Borzak, would you please read the first resolution?
Yes, first I'd like to make a motion to approve the claim vouchers for the month of June.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. So carried.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve warrants number 63, 65, and 66 from the general fund, 62 from the trust fund, 64 from the LoSAP fund, and 58 and 67 from the capital fund.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. So carried.
Okay, next I'd like to make a motion to approve budget transfer schedule number 1, reference number 12, dated June 6, 2020.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. So carried.
Next, we make a motion to approve minutes from meetings held in February 6th and 21st, March 5th, 11th, and 20th, April 2nd, 17th, and May 7th of 2020.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. So carried.
I'll make a motion to approve the departmental reports.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. So carried.
And make a motion to adopt resolution number 28, 2020, to approve the contract extension with Fundamental Business Service Incorporated to provide professional services for fines and penalty collection for the town and village for a period of 1 year, effective from May 31st, 2020 through May 31st, 2021.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. So carried.
I just want to note for the record, resolution number 3, those budget transfers are dated June 15th.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Becky.
Make a motion to adopt resolution number 29-2020 to approve the 1-year extension of the license agreement between JP Morgan for the bank parking lot located at 66 Main Street.
second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. So carried.
Make a motion to adopt resolution number 30-2020 to approve the proposal dated April 20th, 2020 from Friedman LLP, formerly Markowitz Fenlon and Bank, to provide auditing service for fiscal year ending July 31st, 2020, not to exceed the cost of $27,000, and the fiscal year ending July 31st, 2021, not to exceed the cost of $28,000.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried.
Make a motion to adopt resolution number 31-2020 to authorize the transfer of $461,952 from the general fund to the trust fund for the fire department length of service award program.
Do I have a second? Anybody second?
Yes.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried.
Make a motion to adopt resolution number 32-2020 to authorize the transfer of $94,778 from the general fund to the trust fund for the ambulance length of service award program.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, so carried.
Make a motion for the work session special meeting to be held on Thursday, July 2nd, 2020 at 11 a.m. at the Emergency Services Building, 1 Cedar Street, East Hampton, New York, or via video conferencing if necessary.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried.
Make a motion for the annual meeting to close the fiscal year to be held on Friday, July 31st, 2020 at 11 a.m. at the Emergency Services Building, 1 Cedar Street, East Hampton, New York, or via video conferencing if necessary.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, so carried.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 33-2020 regarding standard workdays for reporting to the New York State Retirement System for elected and appointed officials not participating in the village's daily record of actual time worked.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried.
I'd like to make a motion to notice to bidders for the Department of Public Works sidewalk contract with bid opening to be held on Monday, July 27th, 2020 at 2 p.m.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? None, so carried.
I'd like to make a motion to notice to bidders for the Department of Public Works curbs and aprons contract with the bid opening to be held on Monday, July 27th, 2020 at 2 p.m.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? None, so carried.
Make a motion to notice to bidders for the elevator maintenance contract with the bid opening to be held on Tuesday, July 21st, 2020 at 2 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, so carried.
Make a motion to notice to bidders for the overhead door maintenance contract with the bid opening to be held on Tuesday, July 21st, 2020 at 2 p.m.
All in favor? Opposed? None, so carried.
Make a motion to approve the $23,934.98 purchase of 2 in-car computer recording systems from Broadcast Microwave Services Incorporated under the GSA contract GS-35F-04707R as per Chief Tracy's June 11th memo.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? None, so carried.
I may make a motion to deem the 2009 Ford ambulance VIN number 1 FDXE 45P49 DA 32609 as surplus and approve its sale by online auction by Auctions International and accept all bids received that meet or exceed minimum bids set.
Second.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? None, so carried.
I make a motion to deem as surplus and approve for sale by online auction by Auctions International and accept all bids received that meet or exceed minimum bid. Set the following listed items as per June 10th memo from David Collins. 1 jet table saw, model JWT S10, serial number 807-39168. 1 Kohler stationary 3-phase 30 kW diesel generator, model S0R0Z81, serial number 012598, one automatic transfer switch, one tandem rear end and suspension assembly from truck number 20, one saddle fuel tank and battery box from truck 20.
So
Second.
moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, so carried.
I make a motion to approve status change for Fire Department Company Number 2 member Samuel L. Fisher from active member to inactive exempt for Chief Terz's June 16th memo.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried.
Make a motion to accept the resignation of Taylor Cronick as a member of the Fire Department, Fire Police Company Number 6, as per Chief Terz's June 16th memo.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Opposed? None, so carried.
I make a motion to accept the resignation of Charlene Izari as a member of the Ambulance Association effective June 12th, as per Chief Charge June 14th memo.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, so carried.
I make a motion to accept Timothy Hayes as a new member of the Fire Department, Fire Police Company Number 6, as per Chief Terz's June 16th memo.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried. Next, I make a motion to approve the hourly pay rate increase for lifeguards Julia Short and Grace Ammon to $19, effective retroactively till June 16, 2020, as per Beach Manager Jamie Tulp's May 31st memo.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried. Next, I make a motion to employ Brian Gonzalez as a 2020 seasoned traffic control specialist at $16.50 hourly, and Jax Cantwell as a 2020 seasoned traffic control officer at $16 hourly, effective June 20, 2020, as per Chief Tracy's June 10th memo.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried. Next, I make a motion to accept the proposal received from Tannery Creek Systems to provide mobile parking enforcement system as per the March 16th, 2020 bid specifications. This is budgeted in the 2020 through 2021 fiscal year budget.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried. Last, I make a motion to deem as surplus of no value and approve the sale by online auction of one 18-foot surf rescue rowboat as per Beach Manager Jamie Tulp's June 16th memo.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, so carried. Okay, so that's the end of our resolutions. Before we go into executive session, I just want to give Chief Terza, if you're still there, could you just give us a very brief, quick update on a substation? I understand we're pretty much, I think the construction is pretty much finished up there. We're just waiting for a permit, if I understand correctly.
Yes, Your Honor, that would be correct. So we are presently waiting on the town planning department. We're being held up. Apparently, it's taken some time for them to get back to us regarding a planting issue. With the New York State pause that was put in effect by the governor, the contractor came through. He finished the project on time, and the nursery stock that was available at the time was about 2.5 foot tall, and the original landscape plan called for a little bit taller plantings. The grass that was specified by the planning department unfortunately doesn't germinate until the end of the season. The soil is a little too cool for it, so there's been some difficulties, I guess, getting that to germinate right now. So we're trying to work that out with the planning department to get that squared away, see if they'll meet us halfway. And once we get that squared away, we'll be able to start operations out of there. So it's taken some time. Approximately 6 weeks for the town to communicate that to us. I know the village's engineer has been working diligently to try to get this rectified, as has the village administrator, trying to get this worked out with the town to see if they'll allow us to get into the building and start our operations, start serving the citizens up there in Northwest. We're anxiously awaiting operations up there.
Great, thank you
And-
very much, and I'm sure the town will do what they can to get that done and get the approvals, and will be moved in there, and I think that'll be a huge plus for those people in the northwest section of our fire district. So thank you very much for that. And
I
then just
believe
one last-
we've reached a resolution on it. So I believe we've reached a resolution on it with the planning department. So we should know by the end of the day today.
Oh, great. Thank you very much, Becky. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. Excellent.
Yeah.
So just one last thing that I had, as you know, we've started outside dining in the village and additional things to help the business community get back on their feet, the outdoor display of merchandise and that sort of thing. I just would like Rose and or Ray or both to comment on outside dining. They are the co-chairs of the outside dining committee, and I think they've done an excellent job. And the board did what we could to help expedite this matter so that the restaurants would be able to begin right on time as soon as the governor's order took effect. So Trustee Brown or Trustee Harden, do you have any comments?
I've just heard really positive feedback and responses really from the restaurateurs, the retail owners and the community about the outdoor dining. As you mentioned, the governor made the allowance in phase 2. It was supposed to be allowed in phase 3. So we had to work really quickly. And I thank all of the village entities involved in drafting the applications for the restaurants. Beth Baldwin, our attorney, Becky Hansen, of course, Billy Hayjack, Chief Tracy, Dave Collins, and Ken Cullum really has been the point person for the review and approval of the applications. I think we have 9 submittals that have been approved so far, and he's really gone above and beyond. I can't thank him enough for working with the restaurants and trying to figure out ways that we could accommodate them, whether it was on the village right away or their own private property, and trying to find a way to make it work. As we realized, the restaurants were very much so impacted by COVID financially, and the outdoor dining allowance will help them hopefully recoup some of their losses. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, indoor dining will be allowed in some way, up to 50%, I think is what the governor said, occupancy. But people might still be reluctant to eating indoors, and the outdoor amenity is certainly, I think, enjoyed by many, and it looks really nice. I think it looks lively in the village, and so far we're really happy with it. And in speaking with a couple of restaurateurs who also have businesses in other municipalities, they all have commented how great the village was to work with, how the application was detailed and robust, yet it was still user-friendly and wasn't really too cumbersome. And certainly Ken Cullum and everyone involved has really been so responsive. So I thank everyone for their cooperation and collaboration with this, as well as Trustee Harden. It was nice to work together to get this done for the community.
Great, thank you. Trustee Harden?
I've heard nothing but positive things about it. I think it looks great. The people, the owners of the restaurants are very willing to work with us. If we have a concern or something, they've been great in the communication. So I think it's just been a really good thing for the whole village, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Great. I think that's a perfect example of how village government can work with the community to have a positive outcome for everyone in the community. So I'm very happy about that. Deputy Mayor Borzak, I know you chaired the retail committee to get retail back up and running. Do you have any comments that you'd like to make?
Well, I think everything's going well there. I haven't heard any negatives. I think everybody's doing their best to make it work. It's difficult because they can only let a certain number of people in their stores at a time. I think that's going to open up a little more, isn't it, in the next phase, that they'll be able to go to 50% capacity or something in the stores. So that'll be a little better next week, hopefully. But yeah, we have the signs made up, and I've seen those in a lot of windows. People have filled those out and put those in their windows. And again, positive feedback from the retailers as far as I can tell. So I think it's all going as well as can be expected under the circumstances.
Great, thank you very much. I think, again, another example of how local village government is working with the community to get things done and have a positive result for everyone involved. So again, thank you very much. I want to thank everybody in the on the committees, and I also want to thank Chair of Design Review and Co-Chair, because they are also involved in signing off on the restaurant applications for outside dining. So I also want to make sure that I include them. So any other comments?
Yeah, Mayor, I would just like to thank the organizers of the protest events we had weekend before last for keeping it well organized. It was a very good message from all the village, and I'd like to thank all the local police departments. The village police department was extremely professional in dealing with this, and the other police departments that were on standby in case there was a problem, which there was not. I just want to thank everybody for the professionality they expressed during these protest meetings. So,
Great, in agreement. Chief Tracy, could you just make a brief comment about the new guidance that we're getting from the governor's office as it entails new police training, that sort of thing?
Yeah, we reviewed the recent changes enacted by the governor, and in going over them, a lot that was posted in the media was the bullet points, but digging deeper down into what the document actually says, what the goal appears to be is that it will require municipalities and the public in general to move forward with their police departments in a manner where policies are reviewed and developed with the local community and constituents, as opposed to the policies and procedures merely being guided by the state. And what I mean by that is right now, your police department, as well as many of our neighboring police departments, we're what is called accredited agencies. So our policies and procedures are handed down from the state in a suggested manner. And in order for us to receive this qualification of accreditation, we have to adopt policies that have already been approved by the state. And there are administrative and operational policies and so forth. But we have to go through a lengthy process to achieve this level of certification, which we already have. So in a way, the state has, several years back, by putting this program into place, they've offered the departments and the municipalities the opportunity to come to a certain level of, I'll call it excellence and professionalism, policies that are tactical, legal, and medically sound. So everything we do is to fall within those areas. And so we've been very fortunate to have this guidance, and we've undertaken this process years ago. With that said, this new procedure will involve the public as we move forward. Each year there are new changes, each year there are updates, but it will involve parts of the community that we will develop in the course of the next 12 years. And people will get a better understanding of what we learn, what we do, how we do it, and basically the ins and outs of the police department, which I think is a fantastic thing, because I think there are many different assets and parts of the police department, operational, qualification-wise, hiring, discipline, basically what makes us function, and how can we function the best. And that's all going to be part of basically the way we operate moving forward. So it's really, I think it's logical. It makes sense. It's going to be good for the community, and I think it's going to be good for the police agencies and the municipalities. So I think, you know, we've already begun some reviews, and it's going to be good learning experience as we go forward, just in terms of creating different entities to partner with us. But all good. All good.
Great, thank you. And I just think it's important for our community to know that your department has been and is, I think, ahead of the curve when it comes to modern policing techniques. And I want to thank you, Captain Long and Lieutenant Brown, for your leadership in this regard. I think you've done a fantastic job, and the public should know that. So again, thank you very much, and please extend the gratitude of the entire board to your department.
Thank you. Will do.
Okay, anybody else have anything?
Yeah, just one thing. Since Trustee Graham brought up the whole issue of the leaf blowers, Trustee Graham and I sat on that committee that worked on that for a long time. And I received 2 emails within the first couple of days of June with photographs of, somebody, a local landscaping company there next door, they're across the street or whatever, with leaf blowers, and what does the code say now? So my suggestion to the public is that if you see something and you're not sure, call the police department and let, not 911, but the regular police department number, and let someone from the police department go and check it out for you, because they can find out indeed if the person is not following the code, and give them a warning and let them know that they need to check the code and make sure they're within the law. So I think that's the best thing for people to do, because by the time it comes to me and then I send it to someone else, and then, it goes through channels, they're long gone. So there's not an opportunity for the police department to stop and speak to them. So that's just my suggestion for the public, since we're in a public forum here.
And also just a reminder that landscaper licenses are required by July 1st. The village has received an overwhelming number of applications from local landscapers and other businesses. So I believe that most people have complied and received the appropriate license. But again, just a reminder, by July 1st, you do need the landscape license permit in the village.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, I think that concludes our agenda for today. We will be entering into executive session to discuss a personnel matter. And if we need to reconvene, we will notify the news media of that. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank you very much.